5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Weekend confirmed.
Ignition. Liftoff. Liftoff.
Exactly right. I wish that I had this much control over anything in the world like that.
Well, alcohol is like de rigueur for when I record podcasts. I want it. Bring some out now.
Okay. Ryan, go fetch us the beers.
Pounding her fist.
It was a Space Ghost fist pound.
I think I need to be drunk tonight because I have to go see Tower Heist.
Hey, you know that is a
it's
fresh
gonna be
rating
awesome.
right now, right?
Does it really?
It's fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, which blows my mind.
There's no way it's good. There's no way it's good.
Apparently it's funny.
I want it to be good.
See,
No
hold
way
on,
it's
Ryan. So I need the camera now because I can see already.
Wow.
Already,
Well.
already, we now know the truth about Jeff's review. Lack of bias. He goes in already decided
expectations.
it's going to be bad.
I have low
There's no way it can be good.
That's probably why it's getting good reviews. Is
just
low
like,
expectations.
he's already decided Skyrim's obviously AAA, going to be huge.
I've
He's played a lot of it.
Skyrim.
He's played a lot of it.
Just giving you shit.
Going back to Tower Heist though,
Going back to Tower Heist. No one's going back to Tower Heist. It's terrible.
No, but I've actually heard audience data is really, really good.
I hope I'm
Reviews are
wrong.
coming okay.
I love being wrong.
I'm hearing that
What?
the
should
suits
just
are
start the
expecting big things
podcast
in
with this
Hollywood.
library.
Well,
Okay,
blows
do
my
that.
mind.
I'll be happy to
Oracles
report.
last week.
Bad.
Okay.
I'll tell you what,
And
I'll
so
tweet you
let's just be
tonight,
real mindful
and if
that
it's a
this
smiley
first one
face,
we-
you know that I
let's try
was
to get out of,
wrong,
like,
and if
28.
it's an unhappy
Okay.
face, you know that I was right.
All right.
Just to wrap it
I'll
up.
be
So,
waiting.
in the alignment here, first thing up, obviously, is the Grand Theft Auto 5 trailer, because that was huge this week. We'll talk about that. We'll break it down. We'll talk about some of the comments from Sam Hauser. We can get into, all of the interesting, fun speculation about what they could be doing with it. I love speculating on open world games. It's really fun. And then I thought the transition from that would be, since both Jeff and James have talked about, or had Uncharted 3, that we'd go the other end of the control spectrum, talk about little Uncharted 3, let you guys breathe on that some, especially if you've played any multiplayer. Either of you played any multiplayer?
Not other than the beta.
Interesting.
No.
It's interesting that no one's played the multiplayer.
Multiplayer. That's what I think about multiplayer.
So here's the interesting thing.
Raspberry.
And here's the thing I wonder about that. Well, never mind.
We'll get to that.
Fine, yeah.
So then, wrapping that up, come to a couple of comments from the audience about that, and then wrap it up with Richard Lemarchand's comments to the Eurogamer review, which was the 8 out of 10, and his disappointment with the review, and then Chaz Nova asking whether developers even ought to reply to reviews, which is an interesting question, I think.
Okay. Block B.
So then we'll go on and we'll take our first break. We need to get to our first break. Oh, also we have to listen to Dave carefully. When we get to 28 on the first segment, we have to break because we have to do the Audible. We have to do the Audible sponsor before 31 minutes. So we'll get out quickly on that one. Then we'll come back, and since we have, I'm going to call him Jim Bob.
Do it.
It's not going to be much fun if you don't like it.
That's the thing. I don't know why you thought it was me
'Cause it's
hating
Jim Bob.
Jim Bob. I've been Jim Bob forever.
Can I say Jim Bab?
Sure.
Jim Bob. Jim Bob. It's like
There's
a
a
kebab.
lot more to upset
All right,
me.
so anyway, since we have James and Ariel here, I thought we'd talk about their games, Ratchet & Clank and Pixel Junk Side Scroller. We should potentially bring Dave in for All for One, because
I can hop out.
I don't think any of us have played it.
It's sitting there.
Yeah.
Sitting there.
Hate, and you're busy.
Listen, I also Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is sitting on my thing unopened.
Fuck you again.
And literally, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I've never had a Zelda game and not played it.
I'll review it for you.
You want it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Plan B's reviewing it for us.
Yeah.
Plan B's, he's already
He's
played
loving it.
He's played 16 hours of it
He
already.
texted me. He's like, "All my fears are. I'm sitting. I'm
Yeah,
standing."
He's been aiming me, but also dude, we get it. You like the Zelda. It's all right. Calm down.
I want to play it. I like
It's
that.
gonna be good. It's not gonna be bad. It's gonna be
I don't know why anyone thought it was going to be bad. Anyway, so I thought we'd do that.
Skyrim.
And then he can go back, you can go back in because you played Side Scroller, and then it's funny because 3 out of the 4 of us are in the credits for Side Scroller, but we can also talk about the game.
Yeah.
Ariel and I blasted through it last night on co-op, and it was really fun, even if she was frustrated with my inability to keep up with her, which was heartbreaking. Which I thought would also be a nice transition into talking about whether, or actually what the catch is to getting right, bringing genres that the modern game design community has sort of left behind into a modern era. So Pixel Junk is an old side-scroller. All for One is the old 4-player beat 'em up, which really doesn't been that common in modern gameplay. And then tying this into Gearbox co-founders Brian Martell's comments about the Duke Nukem Forever review. Also, interestingly enough, made to Eurogamer. I think they picked up some of this stuff at the game festival that was in, not Guildford, Nottingham. I think it was in Nottingham. Anyway, so I think they talked to some of these people there. Anyway, he said that Duke Nukem Forever wasn't reviewed fairly and that we should be glad it even existed. And he went on to say that around their studio they often have this internal discussion about whether Half-Life would be reviewed as highly as it is, even today, as a new IP coming out with the same sort of mechanisms Half-Life had. I think that the notion that somehow Duke Nukem Forever and Half-Life are on the same page is an interesting conversation. And leave that as the leave to go into the break so that we could talk about Lord of the Rings, because a lot of folks were not so impressed with their reviews of it, and the only complaint that I really got out of it was that they didn't like the hack and slash loot fest anymore, which used to be a staple of gaming also. And then we can come back in C, and I can talk a little bit about War in the North, but of course War in the North opens the chest of fantasy role-playing, and we'll use that to go into Skyrim. And then Jeff will get lost for hours, and he'll talk to us about Skyrim. And after we have Jeff's Skyrim story hour, we'll go to the music break, we'll come back out of the music break, and we have some listener feedback, we have some listener questions to talk about, and then the news highlights that I just want to hit real quickly are, especially considering we talk about handheld and portable stuff a lot, the revelation that Revelations would be $50, which I think is what?
I'm going to save it for the podcast. I'm saving it for the podcast.
Anyway, $50 for Revelations, kind of like, yeah, I just don't even understand that. And we may or may not hit MechWarrior as a free-to-play game because Microsoft had the restriction against PS3 from their licensing rights. And EA estimating it sold 5 million copies of Battlefield 3, which isn't really that big a deal, but it is sort of funny to think that might just mean they have 5 million people to piss off with all their servers that don't work. And Patrick Soderlund, now that Modern Warfare 3 is about to come out, offering the olive branch of, we don't want to have a war with you anymore, which is really funny. Like, yeah, okay, you're going to kick our asses. Maybe we should, sort of save face a little bit. Sorry, you can't have it that way. And then we'll do finishing moves and we'll close, and then I will eat my crow for my 0-3 start last week, and we're picking Jets, Buffalo, Giants, Pats, and Ravens, Steelers. And James is interjecting college football because he's now featured on a college football podcast.
Yeah. Nice.
There you go. That's the big show today, folks.
Love it.